everybody, and welcome back to part 2 of breaking down the 100-gallon reef tank and replacing it with the 150-gallon 6-foot reef tank. Now, in the beginning of this process, everything seemed to go very smoothly. I did notice one thing though, like I ran this tank bare bottom for just about 2 years, and as you can see here, it still amazes me how much detritus, even with 3 Ep.4s with really high flow, still gets trapped in all the rocks. So I just kind of wanted to share that, and kind of nasty to just see, even on a bare bottom tank, you can still get pretty nasty detritus, even vacuuming it out frequently. Now, once I got the tank completely off the stand, the next process was a little rough. So I live in Houston, and unfortunately at this time when I moved, there was a massive, I guess, snowstorm you would call it, at least for Houston's sake. And many people lost power and had a lot of issues. Luckily, I didn't lose power, but our pipes actually did freeze in the house during this process, which was kind of terrible. So as you can imagine, trying to do a tank swap quickly and having this come down and having that issue was kind of threw a wrench in it. So it definitely took some time to get that back on track. And then on top of that, once I put the tank actually on the stand itself, I noticed that one of the corners of the tank actually wasn't touching the pad at all. So I contacted the manufacturer. They told me to use a thicker pad, which I was using a 1/2 inch thick like workout mat kind of pad. So I didn't think that was the issue. So it must have been something with the top of the stand not being level. So I actually made sure the stand was 100% level, and I ran to Home Depot and got a 50-pound bag of self-leveler. So I actually poured this all on the top of the stand to make sure that the tank was 100% flat and all 4 corners were touching. Once the tank was finally on the stand, as this was like 3 days later, going back and forth on what to do. So all the fish and everything were living in, like a 75-gallon tub. And the next whole process was just kind of quick. So I didn't get a lot of videos of putting the coral and the rock and all that stuff in the tank. But as you know, anybody who first sets up a tank or switches a tank, once that water gets flowing, you get super excited. So today, the tank is looking like this. It's looking very healthy. I'm very happy with it. I will be doing a future video on how, what lights I'm running, the schedules, and some of the filtration that is being used. But for now, I just wanted to get this video out there. So like, comment, subscribe, and happy reefing. Cheers.